And I'm going to say it's all yours, Regis. I'll turn off my mic.
Okay, thank you, Jackie. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Regence Norwoods. I'm a Senior Certification Officer with the Department of Procurement Services. I primarily work on reviewing applications for certification and make recommendations on that. Today's presentation is a discussion, though, of what to do after your business is certified. So this first slide is very important because marketing, advertising, building relationships and networking is very important to gain business. What I would like to stress most about this is even during the pandemic, it's important to attend those contracting and business events, even if it's virtual, or social distance events. You want to meet those prime vendors. You want to, your goal is to get a face-to-face meeting or a virtual meeting with them. And especially understand first, before you have that meeting, just to be prepared, to be on time, to look professional, know about the agency, know about the company, understand the contract requirements, and speak knowledgeably about that with during those interviews. Again, you want to research the business and even know the contract status. Is the contract active, or when will it end? Research the previous contract if it's similar, and understand all those key aspects of that. So having a good business card is very important these days, but also you want to explain who you are on that business card. What is your business? What do you do? And how can people reach you? Make sure that you at least have an email, a name and email on there, a phone number. You also would like to create a capability statement. Capability statements are unique to the company, and that should reflect your business and what your business does. On this screen, you see two examples, but you can also Google capability statement and see what other examples are out there. Make sure that it's clear and concise. You also want to explain the services. Again, what or supplies, what do you provide? Make sure to invest time and maybe a little bit of money to create those capability statements. If you can't complete it yourself, maybe there's a Staples or an Office Max that would be able to help you. I would also recommend including some pictures. If you're a construction company, maybe there's pictures of completed projects that you can include in there. So a lot of vendors will look at that, or prime vendors will look at that and see visually what you have done. I mean, it doesn't have to be too many pages. I would suggest 1 or 2 pages at the most. So the city of Chicago, like Jackie mentioned, invested a lot of time in providing resources out there on our procurement process. It's highly recommended that you utilize all of our resources, check the websites, sign up for online notifications, attend the free workshops. There's a workshop schedule. DPS alerts go out once a week. There's a 15-month future out buying plan. That's City of Chicago and sister agencies, what they're planning to put out there for bid in the next 15 months. And don't just stop with the City of Chicago. Go to the other agencies' websites, and whatever your business is, it might be applicable to them, and find out what their procurement process is. Understand it before you get started, and just find out as much information as you can. The City of Chicago Again, we have the buying plan, which is a forecast of hundreds of upcoming opportunities for the city and 12 other agencies. DPS alerts, workshops. We offer over 15 different classes, which are taught monthly, quarterly, on procurement, certification, and are free to the public. Currently, they are being live streamed, so you can view them on YouTube, either live or previously recorded presentations. And also bid openings are being live streamed. So previously we had the bid and bond room. I'm not sure that it's open right now because I know that we have been moving to 100% online e-procurement process. Also on this page, we mentioned the Small Business Center, which is not available right now. But BACP, which is the Business Affairs and Consumer Protection Department, is available for startup companies. It's a good resource to go to if you need help with your organization or licensing, consultations with, I think even attorneys might be available for free consultation there too. The DPS website is a wealth of information. We actually offer a workshop, which is highly recommended to take because there is so much information on our website, and you might be looking for a particular thing that it would be hard for you to find. So I would recommend that you take that workshop. DPS has 3 major units, which is the construction, which is the contracts, contract compliance, and certification unit. And on this page in our website, you'll find a lot of information on what each unit does. We again do events and outreach, certification. You'll find the directory of certified firms, which is our local program, which is the MBE, WBE, and the VBE, BEPD programs, and also the federal programs, which is the DBE and ACDBE programs. You'll also find the rules and regulations. And you can even do FOIA requests if there's information that you would like to see on bids or certification, compliance, etc. You can do a FOIA request there. Under the What We Do tab, there is, auctions. I was just on there today and I noticed there was a couple vehicles that were up for auction. You could find almost anything that the city's not using, and if it's for sale, you can find it on that link. Contract administration, there's debarred firms and individuals, which is just a listing of businesses that are not able to do business with the city for one reason or another. Diversity credit programs, capacity building and small business programs. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There's events and outreach. Here you'll find, workshops. The city offers 2 different events, huge events during the year, which is the construction summit and the vendor fair, which has recently been virtual, but in the past has been a huge event, where, you can actually get those face-to-face meetings with agencies and vendors. The MWVBE program, again, this is the directory link. So you could actually go into that link, and if your business is certified, you will be able to find your business name and the services that you were certified for, or primes can go in here, or other companies and agencies can go in here if they're looking for diversity. For the firms that are certified, they can go in here directly. There's a procurement and reform task force tab. That's a group that works together to try to keep the procurement process similar across the various agencies. Here again, you'll find the rules, regulations, and ordinances for all the various programs. And there's also the EProcurement link. What is EProcurement? EProcurement is an advancement to business to government that applies digital technology to the acquisition of goods and services. So basically, it's a portal that is 100% paperless. So with EProcurement, all of the information is secure. The portal is for vendors, iSupplier. It's a full service resource for vendors that are interested in doing business with the city. And this tool allows users to respond to bids, RFPs and RFQs all online, view and track payments and invoices online, and electronic submissions of invoices. So we understand that the government solicitation for bids and proposals and qualifications contain a lot of information, and most of the time have mandatory forms to complete. So it's very important that you follow instructions carefully and read it over a few times, even before you start the process, because one small thing may lead to your bid being rejected. Non-responsive bids must be rejected. Reject bids increase the cost of work to the city and may result in your firm not getting the contract. Have all of your facts right in those bids. Make sure your telephone number is updated, your email address. And on that, you'll also find the procurement staff person assigned to your solicitation. That's listed in the bid opportunity list. And you can refer to that person with any questions that you may have. They may or may not be able to answer that. It depends on what the question is. You also want to make sure you know when the solicitation is due. The date and time is very important. I know in the past, you could not submit a paper bid 1 minute late. It would not be accepted. Missing information may disqualify your bid. If it's missing a signature, if there's a small math error or the failure to complete all documents, this may cause your bid to be rejected. The city of Chicago has developed a list of programs and incentives. So they're basically getting creative with these programs to just give companies some more incentives. And I'll walk through a couple of these in the next few slides, but there is a separate workshop on these different programs and incentives, and you can read through what might specifically apply to you. So the SBI, which is a small business initiative, is designed to increase opportunities that small businesses have to bid on projects. So the project will be sized for small businesses. So depending on your gross receipts of your firm for the past 3 or 5 years, it should not exceed a certain limit depending on what your business does. And typically this will be limited to estimated project costs of $3 million or less. So you might be a small business that can handle a job that costs about $3 million or less. There's also the Deferred City Credit Program, which is a vendor that utilizes city certified MBE, WBE firms on private sector contracts may receive credit for using those firms towards participation goals on a contract awarded by the city. Project area residents, this is contracts that have a value of $100,000 or more. and the total hours worked by persons on the site of construction project by employees of the contractor and or subcontractor shall be performed by at least 50% residents of that area. So credit will be given to those firms that use the residents in that area. Alternatively powered vehicles. So this is where the CPO shall allocate a bid incentive of a half of the contract base price to a qualified bidder when the bidder is using alternative powered vehicles, which is 10 or more owned, operated, leased, or controlled by the business. The city also has the mentor protege program. The city encourages mentors to have in place an MBE program that provides meaningful participation by MBE, WBE firms for work performed on projects. So for these firms that are exceeding gross receipts, there's a phased graduation for those firms. And in order to maximize diversity, firms that are exceeding gross receipts for the local program will remain eligible to receive credit, but at a reduced level for up to 3 years beyond that point. So these firms are considered to be established businesses, so we're not removing them automatically from the program. But if in the next 3 years they still exceed the gross receipts, they will eventually be removed. And this applies to just the local firms, not the federal program, not the DBE, CDBE firms. Those firms still will be actually removed if their gross receipts exceed immediately. So this is a list of sister agencies. So again, I don't recommend, don't stop with the city of Chicago, Chicago Public Schools, Cook County, Chicago Park District, Public Building Commission, Chicago Housing Authority, city colleges, etc. These are sister agencies, and Cook County, actually our MBE, WBE program, we have reciprocity with Cook County. So if you're certified with the city, Cook County accepts it, our certification, and vice versa. And I think some of these other agencies also accept the city certification on their contracts. But each of these agencies have their own procurement department and may have their own programs. So go onto their websites, learn about, their procurement process and what possible business opportunities your firm has there. And there are assist agencies available. There is one located in every neighborhood. And for example, there are also agencies like the Women's Business Development Council or the Chicago Minority Supplier Development Council, HACIA, your local Chamber of Commerce, that's available to assist you with any questions you may have in the procurement process of different agencies. They're willing to help also with certification, help you find business, assist with your bids, help you find some grant money. Most might have a membership fee, and that's up to you, your business decision if you would like to pay for that. And there is a list of assist agencies that can be found also in the buying guide that we mentioned before. And I'll leave that open for questions now.
had to unmute from a different place because I have the
Oh,
questions up on my screen. I apologize. I just want to say for that, next to the last slide that asks about the assist agencies, we do have a listing of the assist agencies online. So the website is a great place for you to get information if you need to do that. And then secondly, if you go online to the buy-in plan, that book I was talking about in the beginning of this workshop, if you go to the last pages of the book, we have a listing in there of the assist agencies as well. So buy-in plan can be found online as well. So if you go online, you will get that great information. So let's get to the questions here. If you give me just a tiny second, I can take a couple of things down and put a couple of things up. The first question is, in looking at the solicitations, how can one tell who are bidding, who's bidding to the primes and who's bidding who's wait a minute. How can one tell who are bidding to the prime and who are subs? Or should we assume everyone listed wants to be primes?
um, I'm not sure the answer to that question. I believe yeah, I really don't know the answer to that question. I would have to get back to you on that. If you want to email me, and I can find out for you, can do that.
Whom do we contact for subcontracting opportunities for IT services?
So if you're an IT company, I would start with that buying plan and look to see, because it is separated by category, IT services, and maybe you could even go to it electronically and type in a search, find IT services, and see what agencies and when bids would be going out for that.
Can I pipe in here too, since we've had a couple of actual workshops regarding this? If those of you that may have reached out and was a part of the construction summit, one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we covered in our first looks, which if you go online to YouTube, you can look up the YouTube in the search bar after you get to the Chicago DPS landing page. You can look up the title for the first looks for the Department of Asset I can't say their whole name. It's AIS. They did a presentation, and one of the things that we asked them about was giving us more information on IT opportunities, because that comes up in our certification workshops as well as in this workshop and others. So as Regent said, and I said earlier, the buy-in plan is where you start. You go through each of the agencies, and like she said, there is a column that talks about the type of services, professional services or certification or construction or whatever, the type of service that it is. You can, like she said, more, do a find and try to look for those opportunities. If not, Another way to find that is for our construction summit, and I think it wasn't called First Look, it was called Spotlighting the AIS Department. You can look that department up and follow through on their on their presentation, and you can actually see what the steps for procuring those things are. I do believe that there is some type of listing they do before this point, and you have to get on that list. But there is definitely information that you can go to for that. Now, not every opportunity do you have to get on the list for, but majority of their work, there is a consultant list that they work from already. And how to get on that list, information like that is in that YouTube recording. So hopefully that will help you, and you can go from there. And like Regent said, if there's a different additional questions, you can send them to Regents, and we can make sure that we get them to the correct department so that you get a response back. Regents, for you, the next question is, will you see more face-to-face meetings taking place over time, or will it be predicted on how COVID-19 progresses?
Yeah, I can't tell you what the future holds, but I'm hoping that we're going to be doing more face-to-face soon.
And just to add to that as well, we have two large events every year, the vendor fair and the construction summit. This past year, due to COVID-19, we had to do the construction summit and the vendor fair on Cisco WebEx and do it virtually. You get the same opportunities because you get a chance to see face to face each of the speakers. And then you are able to ask questions to those speakers just like you would in a live setting. And then the speakers give you information on how you can contact them. So, in some aspects, the virtual isn't half bad either because of the fact that you're getting a little bit further with them due to the fact that, in face to face, sometimes there's long lines, the person can only talk to one person at a time. And this way you get some type of way to reach out. So, like Regent said, we hope to be back where you can have more face-to-face meetings. But if that doesn't happen, I wouldn't say don't shy away from the virtual aspect either. Regents, is DBE certification across the board, or are you certified by individual agencies?
So DBE is our federal certification. We have the Illinois UCP. So if you're certified with the city of Chicago as a DBE, you can use that with, for instance, CTA, Metra, Illinois Department of Transportation on those contracts. And then further, if you're certified in Illinois as in your home state, you can apply interstate. So you can, for instance, apply for DBE with Indiana, Indiana's UCP, and get certified in that state. But DBE is separate from the local program, the MBE program. So depending on what contract you're interested in, that would depend, that certification, it depends on what certification they're looking for. So for instance, if you're bidding on a city contract and you would need the MBE, WBE to get credit for that. Or if you're on like, a contract that's a DBE, you would need your federal contract, you would need the DBE.
Are you done? You finished? I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I don't know. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, because I didn't get a response back. So I am sure you did. And if you did not, I'm sure that they are typing right now. So
Okay.
I will just say real quickly, Rodney has sent out our 2021 Virtual Construction Summit link. I would suggest to you all, that's what I was referring to. You can go on that link and see the different workshops that we have. We have the videos, we have the PowerPoints from those workshops. And a lot of those folks, we ask if you have any IT work that needs to be done, can you include some information so you can peruse that and see what you see. But one that comes to mind right off is AIS, and you should be able to get some information about them. People are looking for people's contact for certain things. And just let me say, as far as the questioning that I'm getting at this point, Regis, so let me just say that as I think Rodney has sent back to some of you, and Regents has explained, the information that's in the buying plan is strictly information that is about the opportunity. And those of us that work for the Department of Procurement Services, that's the information that we give out about the opportunity. As far as the contacting comes, again, like Regis explained, that's more of when you go to the vendor fair or some of these outreach programs. So what I suggest you do is treat this just like an interview. If you were looking for a job, you can go online to that department and look for their procurement process. And if they have numbers or contacts, you can certainly call those numbers or email those contacts and ask your question. And I'm sure someone from their department will get back to you. But we at the Department of Procurement Services do not have like personal information that you can get a contact with somebody that can give you information. I think that is it, Regents. That's all the questions that they have. I will do an all call for any last questions. Feel free to write them down in the Q&A panel for us, please, now. But I would like to say to the Regents, Norwoods, thank you so much for imparting that great information off about what one should do now that their agency is certified and they want to go on to the next steps. You have given them some great things to think about and to pursue. And for those of you that are on here that participated in today's panel, we want to say thank you to you as well with sharing a little bit of your time with us to learn about the procurement process and what you need to do next to try to secure bids with the City of Chicago and their various departments. If there are no additional questions, I will say to everyone, stay safe, stay well. Again, keep up with your social distancing, wearing your mask, washing your hands, and get your vaccine when it is your turn, so that when we do finally open up City Hall for all to come back and be a part of, it is slowly opening to that. But when we are all back in there and ready to be face to face, you are ready to come in with us. Thank you so much and have a great day, and we will talk with you soon. Thank you. Thank you, Regents.
Thank you.